Today, we're getting under the hood with Binnie Klein, an author, songwriter, radio show host, and psychotherapist. Binnie wears many hats and wonders why she isn't growing taller. She's a psychotherapist in New Haven, Connecticut, and has been a lecturer in the Department of Psychiatry at Yale University. She's an author of poems, essays, and a memoir about her unusual venture into boxing. She hosts a music radio show, A Miniature World, twice a month at the alternative station WPKN out of Bridgeport, Connecticut, and it streams globally. Most recently, Binnie is transforming her long-writing career into the realm of songwriting and has released 3 songs from an upcoming album. This is an indie music project called In These Trees and Tartie, and the album is called The Quiver.
You know, I never thought that I would wind up being a songwriter. And I have to say, it's been the most delicious, magical, and unusual journey that could happen to me at this age. And I want to tell you a little bit about how I got here. I have been a writer for most of my life, writing poetry, writing essays, a memoir about my unusual pursuit into boxing. Let's put a pin on that for another vlog. But right before the pandemic, I was contacted by a musician in Australia. And as a DJ who has hosted a show twice a month at a fantastic alternative radio station in Bridgeport, Connecticut, called by a guy in the New Yorker, no less, the greatest radio station in the world. And I'm biased, I think so too. I've been doing shows there since I was in my 20s. And music's a tremendous passion. What got me into the songwriting was that I had been starting to write songs just around that time, inspired by a couple of events that came into my life from my deep, deep past as a teenager in Newark, which had to do with first love and first heartbreak. And I remembered meeting a producer up in Woodstock, New York. I had met a couple of the people that he produced, some of the more local Woodstock people that I wound up playing on the air because I really liked their stuff. Simmy Stone and Seraphim, I want to give them a plug as indie musicians, Letty London. And I knew him. So I asked him if I could send him a demo. And he said yes, being a very friendly, warm-hearted, mentor-like guy. He's an incredible composer, arranger, and piano player. And he accompanied the song with piano. And then we started to talk, he and I, remotely. Again, the virtual world has really made my songwriting career possible. And I'm so grateful to it. And we decided on what else we wanted in the song. And we decided we wanted cello. And he knew a cellist. And on it goes until I found myself writing many songs. They were kind of pouring out of me. And then I wrote Sky Ocean. And this time I wrote the music. I went over to my piano, dusted off my skills as a young child learning piano, got my guitar out. She added some musical contributions, and we wrote Sky Ocean. One morning I woke up, and I've always been a vivid dreamer and worked on it in Jungian analysis, interpreting my dreams. But I woke up with a word on my lips. It was kind of uncanny, and it was quiver. And I said the word out loud, and I walked to my computer, and I wrote the song to try to figure out what the heck that meant. And I'll leave that a mystery for you. Those 2 songs, if you are interested, are on YouTube. And all you have to do is put in These Trees and Tartie, and you'll find Orchard, the animation, Sky Ocean, and now more recently, Quiver, which we also made a video of. So this is all in the pursuit of releasing an album, which we hope will come out in fall of 2023. We have 10 songs. And I couldn't be happier that I have found this outlet. And they're streaming everywhere. And you can write to me, binniek@comcast.net. And they're available on Bandcamp and Amazon. And I hope you'll support indie music. We're in these trees and Tartie, and maybe I'll meet her someday. But we're keeping it going. 2 women, 3,000 miles apart, multiple decades apart in age, but somehow making a collaboration. I love this question. What is your superpower? I think it's fantastic. It makes one really go deep and try to be honest without being too narcissistic or conceited, as we used to say in grade school. I think my superpower is the commitment and ability to using language and words through everything that I've done, from being a poet to being a psychotherapist, where speaking and, more importantly, listening are so key, and writing and encouraging other women and men to explore that creative self. And if they are interested in writing, to go for it. And I want to give them the support to do that. I think that might be my superpower. I often have women that I work with in my clinical practice who have always wanted to write and have gotten that feedback that they are good writers, and they're keeping a journal, and I encourage them directly. I don't stay neutral and abstinent, like, well, how do you feel about that? I just am like, fantastic. And if you want to share any of it with me, go right ahead. If you want to keep it private, go right ahead.